Hello out there, folks, jokes, and artichokes, and thank you for tuning in for Triple G on MTG's Playing PreCons episode number 2. And as you kind of saw in the first episode, we're rocking through Mardu Surge. Now, with each of the PreCons in this series, we're going to be playing 3 games. That way we can get a good feel on whether or not the PreCon can hold up on its own. Now, with Mardu Surge, one of the nice things with this PreCon deck, as you're about to see, is that, before we get there, let's go ahead and, if you could, please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, because that really does help the channel, and it also helps with the algorithm. Our goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers on this channel. Can we do it? I don't know. But with your help, I think anything is possible. Now, like I was saying, with the Mardu Surge commander deck, the PreCon commander deck, it's pretty cool because this deck does come with 2 commanders that you can choose from. Now, for the first game, we chose Zurgo. So, for the second game, we're going to go ahead, I believe, and choose the dragon, which is, I'm probably going to say the name wrong, Nereve Crackling Vanguard. Now, the deck itself plays very, very well with mechanically with both of these commanders, and you can even have the commander that you don't choose as your commander as a card in the deck, and it still plays out really, really cool. Now, the first game that we played, we chose Zurgo, and we did not fare so very well. It was a fun game, but we were still learning the deck and learning the deck mechanics. Now, being that this is our second game, we're going to mix things up a bit, go with a different commander, but our strategy is going to be very, very similar. Get a lot of tokens on the field, and basically try to rush the board. Now, with Nereve here, it is a flying death touch 4/4 commander. Now, when it enters the battlefield, you'll create 2 1/1 goblin creature tokens. Now, when it attacks, you can exile any number of cards from the top of your library for each differently named token you have in play. So we're going to try to get tokens out in play, such as clue tokens, treasure tokens. I don't believe we have clue. Let me take that back. Treasure tokens, any tokens in general, spirit tokens, elemental tokens, other creature tokens, even copying creatures and making tokens of said creature. Any way you want to cut it, because what our goal is to do mechanically with this commander is to have as many differently named tokens on the battlefield when we attack, so that we can exile from the top of our library and cast those spells. Now, the nice thing that I got was 4 of my good friends, Curly, Bo, and Shay, all decided to go ahead and give me a hand while testing out this deck. Now, they're not playing PreCons, folks. They are playing some rather fun sounding commander decks. Now, as far as Captain Curly goes, he's playing a Marlin Fey Ascendant deck. Now, I'm not quite sure what surprises we're going to see, but he said it's a commander deck that's a PreCon that's just been slightly modified. And now Bo is rocking the Kuja Mage Manufacturer, and he has the Final Fantasy art card, which I've got to say is rather flossy. And our boy Shay is rocking Anti-Ol Curse Wretch. Now, I'm not quite sure how any of their decks play out, but I do know how my deck is supposed to play out. And, well, let's just say that I'm hoping that Mardu Surge is able to hold up against these 3, well, awesome game players, awesome commander players. I've played commander with Curly, Bo, and Shay many a times before. And each and every game has been exciting and, well, some of them frustrating, because let's be real, everybody knows that certain players have certain decks that are, well, just designed to poke the bear, so to speak. Kind of like Mardu. Mardu Surge is kind of designed in that nature with this commander, with being able to exile spells from the top of your library and hopefully cause a little headache for others. Now, how do you think we did up against these 3 knuckleheads? Well, let's just say that the gameplay of this one has definitely been a, well, fast-paced and crazy board states all the way across. Now, I was utilizing Nariv here, and one of the biggest things that I was able to do was flood the field with a lot of differently named creature tokens, which did allow me to utilize my commander's ability, I think 2 or 3 times during this game. And I was able to exile 3, 4, and 5 cards respectively whilst playing. And unfortunately, not a lot of the spells that would have did some big damage, but we were able to get a lot more tokens out off of the exiled cards that we got from the top of the deck. Now, I did think that we would do a little more damage with the commander. With the commander having Death Touch, I figured it would be a lot more of a weapon, but that wasn't the case whenever we were playing this game. As a matter of fact, I kind of got, swatted down pretty hard. Yep, Anti-Ul was the winner on this one. Shay, as you see, the board state that Shay had, this was the kill shot, at least the shot that had taken me out of playing this evening. And this was a fun game, though, I've got to say. And even though we were not playing up against PreCon decks, I will say that this PreCon deck did show up. It did hold its own. So even though we may not have gotten a victory, I do feel that the Mardu Surge deck has shown that PreCons can keep up with even some of the most competitive decks around your table, at least around my table. And it was definitely a lot of fun, and definitely something that I would suggest you giving a shot at. Now, whenever you play Mardu Surge, I recommend you giving both commanders a shot. I preferred playing with Zurgo, but I can definitely see where Nariv is going to cause a lot of chaos and a lot of fun for me once I'm able to navigate the deck a little more fluently. That's what it is. I just kind of got certain cards that would have been good had they been drawn in another situation. But that's just kind of how the deck unshuffles, as they would like to say. And let me know who you would have picked, as this brought our record with this PreCon to 0-2. Now, we did say we're going to play 3 games with each deck and then give our personal review on each of the PreCons that we play. But so far, even though the record shows 0-2, let's just say that the fun is a big 10 with Mardu Surge. Now, what PreCon commander deck do you recommend that I try next? Does not matter what series it's from, just that it's a PreCon. And it's a PreCon that we can look up and purchase, because we want to keep the PreCons as natural as they come, so that we can see how each and every PreCon holds up against decks that were built by our homies and even other PreCons. But I'd like to thank you for watching. If you haven't had a chance to yet, now's a great time to hit that subscribe button and help us hit 1,000 subscribers. Remember, you rock, and so does Magic the Gathering.